I understand you might have business before our court.
Your Majesty, I do have business. At your tournament of chivalry, you were kind enough to grant my boon as I requested entry into the Order of Chivalry for my squire, Baron Nicholas of Wicklow. I would like to conclude that bit of business in your court today.
This seems like a most right and fitting thing. Please summon forth our Order of the Chivalry.
Your Majesty's calling to court the Order of the Chivalry!
Right, that's why I didn't ask for the debate again.
We need to be able to stand up for
Yeah. Where's all hang that down? I'm feeling lonely.
No, it's we have all kinds of accoutrements that we have to give them. But yeah, last I have business with them. Yeah, well, it's a presentation from all the folk. When you say they're sort of we are organized.
Noble sirs, is your judgment that Nicholas is worthy to be numbered among our chivalry in prowess, loyalty, and courtesy?
Aye!
Call forth the candidate.
Your Majesty's called forth Baron Nicholas of Wicklow!
Before you can come up here to do business with us, you have business with another that must be concluded.
Baron Nicholas, you are my first squire. You have long been my steadfast friend, a loyal member of my household. And when I squired you, I gave you certain duties, and I gave you certain accoutrements of your station as my senior squire. You cannot approach the king with those accoutrements as you make this change to your estate. So I would request that you remove these items. To conclude our business, I would say, I will not take these from you. They were hard-earned on many a campaign field, many travels with me, and in all of that time, I think you taught me easily as much as I ever taught you. So I would like to give these back to you as a gift, that you may keep them for the taking of your first squire.
Is a member of the populace who would speak for Nicholas?
Yes, I would speak for Nicholas of Wicklow. Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, by your leave. I am the Honorable Lady Allegra Ginevra Soave da Napoli. It is appropriate that I am here on the dais today as herald to speak, because it was while serving as baronial herald during their tenure as Baron and Baroness that I really came to know Nicholas and his lady wife Sophia. I'm sure I speak for many when I say my life has been changed and immeasurably improved by my friendship with Niko. I can attest to his courtesy, his warmth, his kindness, his caring regard for all people, his sense of fairness, his idealism, his openness to new challenges. He combines gentility with steely determination and an innate honor. While I was herald, Niko placed enormous, perhaps incautious, trust in me. Even when, for example, while wielding the puppet rulers of the barony, actual hand puppets with coronets and dressed in baronial livery, I called him into his own court to induct him into one of his baronial orders, or the time he processed into court and turned to face a populace all holding up squirrel masks. All of this he handled with aplomb and good humor. But in specific regard to this honor today, it was a few years ago that I was offered the opportunity to become a protege. Not really understanding what that meant and whether it was right for me, I began a several months-long discernment process. Part of that involved talking to other dependents, proteges, apprentices, and squires, asking them why they entered the relationships they did and what it meant to them. One day, I sat down with Niko and asked him about being a squire. He spoke of duty, of honor, responsibility, learning and growth, chivalry, leadership, aims, goals, aspirations towards excellence. But they weren't just words to him. They came from the very depth and essence of his being. He spoke from his heart. As I listened, it all came together for me. I came to the realization that Nicholas was not only on the path to knighthood, rather, he had completed it. He was a knight. He spoke as a knight should speak, acted as a knight should act. He believed and treated people and conducted himself as a knight should. All that was missing was for him to be recognized as such. It is my honor and privilege to be here today to witness this and to speak for him. Distinguished members of the Order of the Chivalry, if I may be so bold, I humbly affirm that this man is your peer. And to you, with all of my heart, my love and congratulations, soon to be Sir Nicholas of Wicklow.
Thank you. Is there a pelican who would speak for Nicholas?
Your Majesty, I am Melisande Cannonwall, Mistress of the Laurel, or excuse me, Mistress of the Pelican Bird. I am thrilled to speak on Nicholas's behalf. Niko and I have been friends for more years than I think either one of us care to enumerate. And in all that time, I have watched him serve his kingdom, his local group, and especially this barony. He has been its strong arm when he served as champion. He has been its public face when he served as baron. And going forward and always, he is its beating heart, its kind and giving soul. Service is not something Niko does. It is something he is. And I am thrilled, and I cannot speak more highly.
Thank you. Is there a companion of the Order of the Laurel who would speak for Nicholas?
Your Majesty.
Your Excellency.
Companion of the Orders of the Pelican and of the Laurel.
And Baron of your court.
I would gladly speak for Baron Nicholas. I gave it long and hard thought as to what to say about whether to speak of his prowess and love of dance, his prowess and love of chess, particularly Byzantine chess, which some of his logic occasionally follows. Knight's chess, which, considering where he is right now, is fitting and proper. But then I'd have to mention his love of papal chess, And that frankly scares me where that could be. So I decided, rather than speak of his prowess in the arts, rather to speak of his continual and unending support of the arts and all of the college students, thousands of them, that have passed through the Shire of the Unicorn, who all, everyone, have left with an appreciation of the arts and a knowledge of the arts by his example. He's been a paragon in support of all things and all forms of the arts. He has supported people and gone to great lengths to support people who are delving into art forms that he had never heard of before. Yet he, on at least one occasion, drove someone about 60 miles simply so they could get the art supply that they needed. He is a peer in every way, shape, and form imaginable. He very much deserves this award.
Thank you. Is there a letter from the Order of the Rose that could be read?
There is. I recently received a missive from Duchess Garlanda. I'd like to read her words. Unto their royal majesties of the Middle Kingdom and the people here assembled, greetings from Duchess Garlanda. Regretfully, I am too ill to attend this event, but I send these words as token of my pride and delight in Niko. When we think of chivalric virtue, generosity, we think of an individual who gives alms to the poor and gifts to worthy gentles. Niko, however, consistently demonstrates as much greater and more important type of generosity. Niko cares more about others than he does himself. When he fights, he wants his opponents to feel the same joy in combat that he feels. And he tries with every blow to make sure that they are having fun. He trains new fighters so that they may love combat. He opens his homes that people gathered together may enjoy themselves. He drops words of encouragement to people trying something new, and he never fails to welcome new people. He is so filled with joy of our society that he wants everyone else to feel it as well. I don't think he even realizes how much he does or the impact of his actions. He is selfless. He simply gives of himself and never thinks of cost. His generosity is the energy that feeds everyone else. From Duchess Garlanda. Niko, I say to you today, you are not my peer, you are one of my heroes. The world is a better place with you as in it. Here from Duchess Garlanda, by the voice of the Queen. This is for you.
Nicholas, right mindful of your prowess on the field and responsive to the wishes of these your peers, we are minded to make you a knight. Know that to wear the belt and chain of knight is to hold a sacred trust, that the obligation of knighthood will demand your efforts every moment of your life. A knight of the society must be respectful of all religions, never offending the faith of another. A knight must respect all those who are weak or defenseless, whether because of age, infirmity, poverty, or vow, and be steadfast in defending them. A knight must love his kingdom and his province, and must fulfill most faithfully his feudal duties to his baron and his king. His word must be dependable beyond doubt or question. He must never flee from the face of his foes. He must be generous to all, and always and everywhere he must be the champion of the right and the good. The laws of society and the customs of the kingdom require that a knight be proud, as you have demonstrated upon the field. The knight be courteous, as you have shown yourself to be, and that as these noble gentlemen and ladies attest, and that a knight be loyal to his kingdom and the society. Do you then accept the burden of knighthood and wish to swear fealty to the crown?
Yes, Your Majesty.
then we would have for your fealty.
I here swear fealty and do homage to the crown of the Middle Kingdom, to ever be a good knight and true, reverent and generous, shield of the weak, obedient to my liege lords, foremost in battle, courteous at all times. Thus swear I, Nicholas of Wicklow.
This do we hear, and shall never forget, nor fail to reward that which is given, fealty with love, service with honor, and oath breaking with justice. Is there a belt?
Here's your majesty. There are actually, and there's another belt. Yeah. This is. Go ahead, Boris.
The second belt is the legacy belt of Flaming Griffin. Every knight that has come before you is bearing his warnings. Now it is yours. I fought Niko at my second fight practice. He taught me how to fight. I am highly honored to be able to give you this belt today.
Nicholas, wear these belts as a token of your new station. Is there a chain?
Yes, your majesty, there is. This is my knighting chain. It was given to me at the occasion of my knighting by my knight, Duke Comar Gilmoran. It was given to Comar at the occasion of his knighting by the King of Caid.
Wear this chain as a token of your fealty. Are there spurs?
There are a lot of spurs. So the first spurs that Niko will receive are the Oaken lineage spurs. They were given to Eichbrander. Eichbrander gave them to Finn. They went to Edmund, then Osmundus, myself, David Dragonhawk, Omerad the Wary, Sir Michael the Quiet, Ephraim Ben Shlomo, Colonel Wesley MacLeod, William Ransom, Gelock McKean, Bonner of Chadwick, Rin Ravenfoe, Patrick Morcad, Lothar von Drakenstein, Nikolai Grigorovich Petrov, Talamar Ganilewin, Said Ismail Al-Qasim, Richard Gryline, Randolph Lee, Alaric Lefevre, Robert of Griffinholm, Thomas of Ravenhill, Valharic, Thorfinn, Uller, Vitus, Baldwin of Chelmsford, Ustad, Dimitri, Nigel, Conrad, Luder, Ragnar, Axel, Kellic, Redigasis, Gunnar, Cadigan, Farthen, Silverthorn, Eckel, Arter, Boris, Callum, Crispin, and Ingram, who could not be here. Nicholas will be the 49th member of the Chivalry to wear these knights in the Oaken region.
I am Sir Lorimer MacAlton of the Geary, founding Baron Flaming Griffin and first knight created from within that barony. Nearly 33 years ago, I received the accolade upon the field at Pensick 10 and was invested with these spurs. I here pass them to Nicholas to bear as a trust, to be passed to each succeeding new knight of the barony of the Flaming Griffin unto perpetuity. Nicholas, I could think of no one better to receive these first.
Thank you.
And actually, from me, these are the spurs you actually get to keep. Because I have a sneaking suspicion you may not get to hang on to those very long.
Is there a sword?
This sword is a gift from his household family and many of his friends.
And he had so many friends that this dagger goes with it.
Bear your sword with strength, so disposing your heart to goodness, that you never use it to injure another unjustly, but always use it to defend the right and the good. It's a good sword. Is there anything else?
No.
In remembrance of oaths given and received, in remembrance of your lineage and obligation, be thou a good knight. Vice Nicholas. Let this be the last blow you take unanswered. Order, please. Escort your new brother.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you.